Hello everyone, Bruce here from Freesigns, and I'll make what is beginner tutorials for Photoshop. And maybe you think, I'm not a beginner, I've done this many times. So what you do, I right now I make beginner tutorials, but of course later on I will make more professional tutorials. So right now it's beginner, so when you are a beginner I should subscribe, so then every time the tutorials get a little bit a little bit professionaler. So yeah, actually every time you learn a little bit more, and at the end you can just be a professional Photoshopper like me. But yeah, right now this is just a beginner tutorial, and it's a tutorial about what was it about, there it is, about the blending options, the layer styles. So first, of course, I need to make sort of layer, so I just make a random structure. I'll also give you a tutorial about the pen tool, so don't worry, don't think what's he doing right now. So this is just a very random object. I will fill the path so it gets just, it looks like something deleted, and there is my strange object. And I will get another layer, a background layer. I will fill that with a white color, but actually, yeah, you shouldn't do this. This is just to show you the things, what is happening, because black and white, yeah, then you can see the difference is very good. So what we do, you can double click on the layer you want to give a layer style, or you can also press the right mouse button and then where it is blending options, so you just press this blending options and then you are at the blending options. So what we want to do, I'll first give you a little bit of tutorial about the drop shadow. So when you press this, you see it gets a little drop shadow. When you think, that shadow is pretty dumb or something, you can wait, where is it? Oh, you just can't do that. You have to select it, and then you can, that is the shadow, so you can transform it, replace it, and so you can do it like that, or you can do it more like that. You see, you can just change it, but I should do it like this, just a little bit. But you can also change the size, as you can see, but then it's get more blurriness and stuff like that. So I just like a sharp shadow. You can make the spread more, but as you can see, when you increase that too much, it looks pretty, not real. So I should do it like this, around 18, around 20. I guess 20 is nice. Oh, sorry, I just pressed enter. So go back to the drop shadow, and here you can just, here you can just change the angle too. So then you just don't have to do this, but you just place the angle like this. But I want it there, okay. And you can also change the distance of it, but yeah, that's what I actually did. I want it like this. The opacity, so yeah, you can make it full black or just a very, that is transparent, but I just like it like this. I want it a little bit less distance, I guess 6 is okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, now we have outer glow, but then I will just uncheck the drop shadow because otherwise you just can't see this, and I will take a bright color. By clicking this thing, you can change the color. So I want red, and you don't see it right now, but when I increase the size, no, you don't see it. Put it a little bit up. Wait a second, what's this? Where is it? There. The blend mode is screen. You should have normal. Okay, so the blending mode was screen, but it has to be normal. And I'll just get it back to red. So now you see this looks pretty dumb. That's because I just changed the spread, I guess, or what was it? The jitter. Those things you just have to put them down. So this is the range of the color. But I want the noise, that's it, the noise. You should keep the noise down because otherwise it's like this and you just don't want that. So I should make the noise around 5 or something. Normally I use 3. So yeah, this looks pretty good. I guess it's too much noise, so I should do 1. But when you have bigger objects, of course you can make higher noises. And the opacity, as you can see, you can just change this. I should do it like this, that's okay. And the size, you can also change the size of the shadow, and or what is it, the outer glow. I should do it like this. Spread, you can also change that, but then it looks pretty fake, so I should, yeah, keep that low when your size is low too. But when you have a big size, you can also make a bigger spread. But yeah, as you can see, that looks pretty dumb, but not like a glow, just like something which is, yeah, just next to it. It's not cool. The quality, you can change the range, but I should keep it like 50. The jitter, and that does just nothing which is useful. Here, this is useful, the contour. You have all kinds of strange things over here, and yeah, you should just figure out what it does. But it gives you different shapes of glow, and you also have that with the drop shadow and with way more things in the blending options. But I should do this one, or that one, but I just like the straight one, and I shouldn't check that because yeah. The blending mode, you can also change this when you, yeah, but that's just for the blending mode, when you know that how it works. I'll give another tutorial about the blending mode, what it does, but I guess the best one is screen, but not right now. So for this glow, shadows, stuff like that, you always should check normal. Okay, so now we are at the overlays. We got a pattern overlay, gradient overlay, and a color overlay. Here you can change the patterns, so you can make that one, that one, that one. You have just all kind of patterns. When you click this button right there, yeah, as you can see, you can make new patterns. You can just rename them, delete them, and here you can just choose other one here, rock patterns. What's that? Okay, I want to load that. Oh no, yeah, there it is. So now you have just rock patterns, and yeah, you just should do some, yeah, you should just figure this out by yourself, because I actually don't use this very often. Just when you make pictures, and here you can just change the opacity. When you do 100% opacity, you see the pattern is just 100%. When you do it 0%, it's just the old structure. You can also add the scale here, but I should keep the scale low. And so uncheck that. The gradient, actually this is the tool I use the most, and I really like this. Okay, so first I'll give you a little bit a view about the opacity. I always have that around 70%, but the gradient here, this thing is the most important thing. You can click this arrow and you can change some random gradients, but actually I should double click this thing, and then you can just make your own gradient. Here you can just change how it all works. You can, by double click this, you can change the color. I will do it a light gray and a dark gray color, and I'll just delete that one, so just press delete. Okay, where it is, the light gray. Okay, and now it gets, yeah, sort of a realistic thing, so just press OK. The opacity, of course, you can make it higher, but I just want it like this, so yeah, it's just more realistic. What I do, you can also change the angle, and that's just the same as the drop shadow. When you do this, you just see it changes a little bit, but I just like this. The style, okay, you can make it linear, so it's just, yeah, linear. It's a linear sort of a line. You have to see it as a line. You can make it radial, so then it's just one round thing in the middle of it, and when it's okay, you see when you have the angle, nothing is really changing. It just keeps like a circle inside them, and that's with radial. So you can really use this by making YouTube backgrounds, or yeah, just bright circles. It's very useful. You can make the angle, but I never use that because I think that's pretty ugly reflected. Then it's just one line in the middle, and you have to see that here's a mirror and it just mirrors it to the other side. With a diamond it's just sort of a cross inside, which I just like to keep it on linear. And right now I uncheck it because we're going to the color overlay. Of course this is just what you think it is. You can just change the color of the object by doing this. That's pretty useful when you have an object and you just don't know what color you want to give it. So yeah, you can change the color with this. Right here we have Satan. This actually I don't choose this one, because for this you should really have the blending mode to normal, but for this you should have bevel and ambience checked. So right now I'll just uncheck it and I'll come back later to this. Okay, we have inner glow. That's actually the same as outer glow, but then it's just inside the structure. So I'll just give you a few of what it does. As you can see, it's just the same as outer glow, but then inside the structure. We have inner shadow. It's the same as drop shadow, but then inside. We have a stroke. Right now you don't see that, so I'll just give you a color overlay, and then you see the stroke really is there. You can increase the size of the stroke, but I should just, when you have a stroke, I should do a very low stroke. You can change the opacity so it's less or more opacity. You can also change the color, or you can make it even a gradient, but I just should do the color, and you can make it red or whatever color you like. I will make it 3 pixels. So now you get just a stroke on it. Now we are already at the last thing. We have bevel and ambience. When you check that, it's just, you have to see it like it's it creates a 3D structure of it. As you can see here, this thing, it's just, when I make the drop shadow, you see there's a drop shadow on it. And so this is just sort of the project we're working on, but you just see it in small, like a preview. So when we uncheck this, you see it's just a 2D layer. When we check it, you see it just gets sort of it just looks more like it's 3D. And you also see that over there, it's just like, you see, it's just like there's just some light on it. And you can also change the depth of it, the size here. Then it's just, but I should really keep it like this. Soften, I should make that some, but just you just have to check this yourself. And you can also change the angle of it. I like this angle for this structure. And the highlight mode, you can make that screen normal, but normal looks pretty dumb, so I should do it like screen. You can change the opacity, of course. That's just everything in the blending, in the layer styles, the blending options. You can always change the opacity, so you can just lower it whenever you want. You can increase it whenever you want. And you can also make an ambience, as you can see. Then it's just more outer of it, but I should always do an inner bevel. When you do an outer, it looks just sort of drop shadow, but I guess drop shadow is better. You can do a pillow ambience, and actually that's just the same, but it gets just a little bit rounder over here. And you can get a stroke ambience, but that is just, I can wait. There is color overlay. You can just see nothing is changed with the stroke or something, so I shouldn't do that. Okay, so here we have a contour. When we check that, you can just add the range, but of course for that you first need to get an inner bevel, and then you can see what is happening when you change this. Actually nothing. This is just for, as you can see, you can just change the light fall with this, so you can just figure that out yourself. But I really like this one because it's more realistic. You can also add a texture to it, so that is just like a 3D texture. You see here you get more texture, and there it gets just less. And I just like this, but I shouldn't do that because right now that looks pretty not cool. Here you see it just gets a little bit of texture. It's really 3D, realistic, because you see when you have the texture there is more light on that on the right side than on the left side. So yeah, when you want to make a texture, I should recommend to make it with this, and I shouldn't make it there with a pattern. This looks more realistic, but it just stays the same color. When you want to change it, the color, you can do it like this, lower down the opacity, and you see this looks, yeah, way better. So you just press OK, and I guess that was it. When you want to change something, you can just go here, you can just get the effects away, and then you just see your original thing. When you click on it, you just can see everything. And I guess that was the blending option tutorial. My next tutorial will be a tutorial about lens flares and blending modes over here, because you can see very much blending modes. So yeah, the other tutorial will be how to work with the blending modes, with the opacity, the fill, just all those things in this little menu. So yeah, if you want to see that, I should really subscribe to my channel. I'll make way more tutorials. And yeah, then I can just say thanks for watching, and please subscribe to Free Science.